When I got home, she wasn't sitting on the front door steps because she'd be sitting out there waiting for me with coal. I went to the back door because I figured she was out there on her phone, and the back door was locked and she wasn't there, and I panicked then. I knew something was wrong, and I went in there in her room, and I touched her, and she was just ice cold. She was sitting up on the edge of her bed, not propped up with anything, but she had her hand down on the side, so I figured that she had died rubbing coal or had her hand on his head. And that was just horrendous. There's not an hour that I don't think about Leigh. When she entered the first grade, she was interviewed with a lot of students from all the schools in Jacksonville, and she was picked one of 5 that they were going to follow her through her 12 years of school because of the statements she made about wanting to be a veterinarian and saving animals and children. She raised a loving, gentle dog. His personality reflects hers, and he protects me. And then somewhere along the line, she got into trouble. I don't know what it was. Well, she didn't want me really to know a lot about it, but she told me that she'd been taking drugs and that she didn't know the people that she was, and that she lived on the streets or, from house to house with people, and she didn't want to live that kind of life. She was in pain management with physicians, and they just fed her more drugs. Not anything really addicting, but things that kept her off key, anxiety and depression. She was doing that, and then she wanted to go to rehab. When she'd come back, she'd always relapse, get back with her friends, and I didn't know the programs to go to. I didn't know who to call to go to any. The doctor said, we can handle it. She doesn't need to go to programs, which was a mistake. It just confirmed it that she didn't have 3 or 4 different kind of drugs in her system that killed her. She had one, that fentanyl, that one last dose that somebody talked her into and conned her into. Leigh's life was taken away by someone who was willing to exchange my daughter's life for a few dollars. She had many friends that recalled and remembered Leigh as genuine, kind-hearted, and funny. She had a love of animals, nature, and loved going to the beach or sitting by the river watching the moon. I still see her in the moon every night. I'll always love and miss Leigh. I loved her unconditionally. I carried her under my heart for 9 months, walked by her side for 39 years, and now I can only carry her memory and love in my heart. I love you, Leigh.